Hello everybody, it's Jackie, Jack's Creative Inspirations here on YouTube and on Facebook, and on Instagram I go by the handle at @ScrapandJax. Welcome to my channel about crafting, especially cross stitching. It is very early in the morning on Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. It has been an extremely long time since I've been here and shared anything with y'all. You did probably see that yesterday I finally got uploaded a video that I had recorded in Montgomery, Alabama while I was at the Stitching in the Wild retreat, revealing the contents of the Super Triple Secret Spy project. If you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to go take a look at it. Also, I encourage you to take a look at Gary and Ronnie Garon Stitchery's latest Flosstube about the Stitching in the Wild Retreat Weekend 1. They shared the gifts that I had given them there, and that was the contents of the Super Triple Secret Spy project. They were birthday and anniversary gifts for Gary and Ronnie for this year. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. I am so happy you're here. Everyone is welcome here. This is a safe space for everyone. If you are a returning person, thank you so much for coming back. I deeply, deeply appreciate your subscribing, and those of you who have never been here before, if you like what you see, please, please, please hit that subscribe button and like and share. And if you would like to leave a comment, please, constructive criticism. I deeply appreciate constructive criticism. And share. This is how our community is growing, and it is growing by leaps and bounds. So first off, before I start going into retreat things, I want to share with you a few of my acquisitions recently, mostly clubs. This was Atomic Ranch fabrics for September. I get an 18 count directly from Atomic Ranch in pistachio. Oh yeah. So it's kind of coming, there we go. It's more of a yellowy green than a gray green. So that is Atomic Ranch. I get 16 count from Atomic Ranch from Gary and Ronnie at Garon Stitchery. Fox and Rabbit, these were the fabrics I got directly from Fox and Rabbit. For August was Prehistoric, and for September was Spun Moonlight. They were in Mesa, Arizona for summer school in August, so they were when they got back to Australia, then they had to turn around and get ready to come back to the States to Montgomery for the Stitching in the Wild retreat. So they pretty much banged out their Fabric of the Month clubs. That's Prehistoric. I get 18 count from them, and from Gary and Ronnie, I get 16 count. You will see 18 count's kind of my sweet spot. So on the 15th of the month with Gary and Ronnie, I am in a fabric club that every other month is Seraphim Fabrics, and the opposite month is Fabrics by Stephanie. And Stitching in the Wild Weekend 1 ended on the 15th of September, and the 15th is when they always bill for the Stephanie, Fabrics by Stephanie and Seraphim Fabrics. So I said, hey, we're already there. Would it save you guys the time and all the pulling and everything if we just paid you then and there for our fabric and brought it home? And yeah, absolutely. So when I checked in for the retreat, there was an envelope that had all my information in it, and the freebies, and it was a little padded, and Ronnie says, your Fabric of the Month is in there. This was Seraphim Fabrics Eternal Flame. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Oh, I can imagine some gorgeous Halloween pieces on this fabric. Oranges and purples and grays and greens and blues, and So, and I apologize, there will be crinkling, there will be rustling, there will be bags, there will be, I'm sorry. Since I have been back from the retreat on the 16th, I have been just nonstop running and going, and my apartment is in a bit of an upheaval, and I'll explain all that later. This was September's bag of the month from Gird Totten Bags. Really darling strawberry print with jam and recipes and all sorts of stuff on it. And then the inside fabric was this. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm marking off my list here. I'm very much a list, ticking off the list, especially at work. Okay, the clubs. Okay, so the same weekend that I was at Gird Stitchery's Stitching in the Wild Retreat, I was also on the Zoom for Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit is the annual fall retreat of Acorns and Threads. So because I was on the Zoom, they mailed me my kit early. It arrived literally about 3 days before I left for Montgomery. So this great, nice bag with a little mesh pocket in the front, and then there are all kinds of goodies inside the bag. And I am cautioning you, there's about to be zipper. Okay. Let me turn it like this. So there were 2 make and takes in the bag. The first one was this. We have this, and we have this. And you do this, and you have a phone holder. Actually, it's much bigger than the phone holder that I'm currently using right now. I would say this is probably more suited for an iPad or a tablet of some sort. But it's nice, it's hefty. I believe she got this from Needle in a Haystack. I'm not sure. I do know for certain that this was the other make and take, and this definitely came from Needle in a Haystack. So Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. And it is etched into the plastic. There's the acrylic. There are magnets up here to hold your needles. And the make and take part was these little felt feet were actually in the bag. And so we got to put them onto the thing. Also in the bag was a letter with my raffle ticket and my bingo card. I didn't get to do either of those activities on Saturday. Honest to goodness, I'm trying so hard to remember what I did Saturday, other than Saturday night. I can tell you that no stitching got done while I was at the retreat. Okay. There was also this decal, and you cannot read it, I know, but it says, "Out of my way, I'm on my way to Acorns and Threads," and then it has the address and the phone number for the shop. A lot of people were talking about putting it on their car, but Janine announced the third make and take, and that was that she suggested putting it on the bag. I'm probably going to put it on a car. Anyway, so what was the kids? What was the stuff? Come on, Jax. Well, Michelle Inc. Designs put these beautiful silver medallions on these little Ort jars. That was in our kit. The designers were Teresa Kogut and Beth Twist of Heartstring Samplery. And this was Beth's project bag. Isn't he darling? Oh my God, I love him so much. So, in Beth's bag, wrapped up in this beautiful ribbon, was a fat quarter of maple bar 32 count. Wait a minute. 36 count maple bar linen from Cedar River Linen and Design. I am not a linen stitcher. I am an Ada stitcher. So the maple bar went to my bestie friend, the linen went to my bestie friend Marcia, and I went to Jody's website and purchased my own 18 count maple bar. Okay. So this was Beth's wait a minute. Let's try this. Maybe it'll focus then. Hoping it did. I'm hoping it did. It says, distance means so little when someone means so much. There's also a thread keep with a beaver and a raccoon. Distance means so little when someone means so much. And this was made by Beth's husband. Okay. So, oh, and there was also this beautiful floss bling that says Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit 2024, and some beautiful blingies and an acorn charm. Okay. So this was Teresa's contribution to the project. I'm very sorry. I keep forgetting I have to look over here for the camera. So if forgive me. Okay. This is from Teresa. Notice she has a deer and a raccoon. And in the bag were note cards. I haven't completely opened them up yet, but there's a little raccoon sticker. And in Teresa's bag was the over-dyed flosses. And here's Teresa's chart. And I'm trying to remember. I'm wanting to say that it was in Beth's chart that she wrote the meaning behind the samplers. Yes, inspiration. The sampler was designed in collaboration with Teresa Kogut for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit in the fall of 2024. When we got together to decide what our theme would be, we very quickly came up with the idea of friendship across the miles. We are both so blessed to have lasting friendships with others that we've met through the shared love of cross-stitch, each other included. Teresa's sampler represents her part of the country, and mine showcases things you might see in my own backyard. They are designed in such a way that they can be stitched separately or together in a continuous piece. Our chosen saying, distance means so little when someone means so much. We hope you enjoy working on this piece. Perhaps you'll stitch it with a friend who lives far away, and in the process, you'll be drawn closer together. So, okay. Finishing. If you prefer smaller projects, you could stitch this up just like my version on the cover. But if your excitement level rises anytime you get up a large project, then you simply must get the companion sampler from Teresa Kogut and stitch them together. There is a supplement page after your chart with an alternate bottom section that will tie the two pieces together. However you decide to finish it, please email a photo of your completed project when you are through, post on social media, and tag me so that I can see as well, or share them on the Heartstring Samplery Stitchers Facebook page. I absolutely love to see my designs as they are interpreted by another's needle. And then there's also a DMC conversion. So that was Beth's. And then I honestly don't remember Teresa writing anything on her chart, but let me look really quick. What inspiration. Once Beth and I realized we were the guest designers for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit 2024, we decided to collaborate on a design. We wanted to encompass the spirit of a stitchy friend, how there's no distance too far to travel if we can spend time together at a retreat. North, south, east, or west, we're ready to go with needle and projects in hand. Beth and I included in each of our designs animals who frequent our property, our state bird, and our state flower. The HS is for Heartstring Samplery and CW for Creative Whims. We hope you enjoy your designs. Happy stitching. Let's see. Okay. I believe that was all she had to say about it. Okay. Yeah. Teresa's is no distance too far, and Beth's is across the miles. All right. Then, those were opened on Friday. And on Saturday, we had yet another surprise. Eek! And this was Willow and Finn Biscornu. I think Willow is the beaver and Finn is the raccoon, or Willow's the raccoon and Finn is the beaver. I don't know. But I do know that they are just the cutest little things. Again, exclusive design by Beth Twist and Teresa Kogut for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit 2024. Also included are 2 little buttons. Oh dear, hold on, let me see. Oh, one of them's gonna be upside down. Sorry. But they're a raccoon and a beaver. The raccoon's down here and the beaver's up top. Okay. I'm just going to literally throw all of that back in there. Zip this up. And tuck it away for now. Also from Acorns and Threads, I recently purchased an exclusive chart that is exclusively for Acorns and Threads, and that is from Nicola Parkman of Hands Across the Sea Samplers. Emmeline Purnell. This is, Portland is known as the City of Roses. And so Nicola chose this center motif, and you could easily do just the center motif, or you could do the whole thing. And the quote is, "Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted." Matthew 3:4, verse 4. Emmeline Purnell, work in the 13th year of her age. I don't think I'm going to put Emmeline's name down here. I'm the one stitching it. I might put my name in the year. Anyway. So I purchased the kit. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Roach. Tabby Cat, that's the ticket. And this is 18 count. It is a fat quarter for a 3-inch margin. I also purchased the Swass silks. So this is, and they've already started talking about a stitch along starting in October, or at the 15th, here in October. I keep forgetting that. I don't know. I'll have to see where I'm at by that point in time. I also recently signed up for Punch, Needle, and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I finally got a subscription because of the trouble that I had getting a hold of a summer issue. So when you sign up for the subscription, they ask you what issue would you like to start your subscription with so that you don't get a duplicate magazine. So, yep, this is, I got this started, and oh my stars. There's a lot of people are offering flip throughs of the magazine. I'm not going to bore you with that. There's just, I have way too much going on right now to do that. Okay. Oh, I also recently picked up a doodle from Heart and Hand. It's Maker. So, the original plan going to the retreat had been that Sunday morning we were going to drive down to Ozark to see Gary and Ronnie's LNS and then make tracks for Atlanta. Not a lot of things at the retreat went to plan, so we had to go straight to the airport and then take off. So when I got back home, I went and ordered the 2 charts that I specifically, there was a 3rd chart, but they didn't have it in stock. 2 charts that I specifically was going to pick up because they were not a trunk show and in the annex. The 11th Day of Christmas sampler and tree from Hello from Liz Matthews. Sorry, I'm bouncing around here. Don't mean to do that. And this is a joint project between Liz and her mom, Kathy Barrick. And it is Santa and the Woolmakers. If anybody knows me, they know I absolutely love sheep. Anything with sheep, I have to do. So that was my haul from Garon Stitchery. Oh, and while I was in Alabama, sorry, I'm trying to grasp this box and not drop it on Pip. While I was in Alabama, I knew that I was not going to have time to jump on and get Primrose Cottage Stitches Sip and Stitch box. So I asked Marcia, I gave her the money, said, please, can you do this for me? And so she did, because she doesn't stitch Halloween. So last Thursday at our stitching group, Marcia and I and 2 other ladies, Marcia gave me my box, so okay. So Sip and Stitch means that you have a stitching project and something to drink from. I absolutely adore this cup. It is just so darn cute. It says Stitcher's Brew. And it's a cauldron. I just think it's darling. A lot of people, I guess, weren't too terribly impressed with the cup, but shoot, people, come on, lighten up. It's Halloween. We also got a hoop for finishing. We got the DMC floss pack. We got a finishing kit with wool and cotton fabric. And I think that is rickrack. Halloween charms. Cotton candy floss drops. We got spooky stickers. Look at those scissors. And it says turn over. There was a free bonus chart that they have not ever done before. I will show you what it looks like. And this I don't know that this will ever be released. It was part of the box. And then no tricks, just treats. And the final piece, Halloween cauldron. So that was the Sip and Stitch box from Primrose Cottage Stitches. Okay. The hoop, the mug. There's also going to be a lot of leaning and reaching. I'm sorry, gang. Okay. So, Pinwhist, Emmeline, Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher, the Sip and Stitch. Okay. So, retreat. From the very get-go, there was hiccup after hiccup after hiccup after hiccup. Sorry, I have to have a drink. And yes, I got to go to Buc-ee's. The weekend before, we left Thursday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon. And I had to work the 4 days leading up to Tuesday morning. I ended up, because of the stress and the pressure and everything else, I had a horrific migraine headache. And I was working myself into a frenzy and ended up having to call off work Friday and Saturday nights. I worked Sunday night and Monday night. Probably should have called off as I still was not feeling well. However, I didn't. I went into work. When I got off work Tuesday morning, I ran down and got my flu shot. And then I ran home and I flew around this apartment. I had to do dishes. I had a sink full of stinky dishes. I had to throw the dishes in the dishwasher. I had a load of clothes that needed to be washed so I could have the shorts and what have you to take with me. And I had 2 roommates that were in the process of moving cross country and moving in with me, and they arrived while I was gone. So I scrubbed out the toilet real quick because, oh my God, yeah, you know. The shower can be a mess. The floors needed to be swept. I mean, I've got like 4 pips worth of dog hair and dust bunnies floating around this apartment. Martha Stewart doesn't live here. Okay. Because of all of this, and Taylor stressing out, and she's texting me every 5 minutes, "You got an update? Have you got an update? Have you got an update?" Taylor uses a wheelchair. So we really have to be to the airport 4 hours in advance because she has to be patted down. Her chair has to be swabbed by TSA. And I knew this, and I was going as fast as I possibly could. Were the floss blings done? Oh, hell no. Plan, and Gary and Ronnie's gifts were done. Were they wrapped? Oh, hell no. Taylor's small was done. I helped her with that. I had to grab some wrapping paper because she couldn't find her wrapping paper to wrap up her small. All these little things. And so by the time I got to her apartment and we loaded her up, we got to the airport with about 30 minutes to get to the gate to leave. Like, they had already started pre-boarding when we arrived at the airport and still had to go through TSA. Luckily, there is a program called TSA Cares, and they, if a person who needs assistance, they contact TSA at their airport, and there is a TSA agent that will be set aside to personally get this person through the TSA checkpoint. And then after that, but this gentleman was so sweet. He came and got her at the check-in area. I was checking in my luggage. Both of my suitcases weighed 50 pounds apiece. I had the biggest and the middle size of my 3-set hard-sided luggage. My carry-on weighed 50 pounds. Taylor had her chair, a backpack, a rolling green suitcase. So we were trying to get everything settled and situated, and we got to the plane. They were able to seat us, but holy hell, I'm trying to get through the plane with this horrifically heavy bag, and I'm pretty sure I smacked a couple of gentlemen in the face, and I just wanted to die. I literally just wanted to crawl under the seat and die. Got everything settled. The seat between Taylor and I was open. She likes to sit on the aisle so she can get to the bathroom easy. I like to sit next to the window because being a person of size, I like to just kind of get as far over against the side of the plane as I possibly can and then give this other person room. So anyway, we got to Atlanta, 11:15, our flight landed. I did get some sleep, not a lot, but some sleep, because I'd been up better part of 36 hours. Those last 2 nights that I worked before we left for Atlanta, I can tell you for certain that I maybe got 3 hours of sleep each day. It was not like I was just goofing off. I was busting my ass and getting nowhere. We get to Atlanta. Our flight lands at 11:15. We're the last ones off the plane. So it's midnight. We have to find a restroom because we both needed to potty. We get done there. We start in trying to find baggage claim. This was the first time we'd ever been to Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta. What they say about that airport is true. It is an absolute freaking nightmare. Someone described the place as planes, trains, and automobiles, and that is exactly what it is. You cannot get one place or another without taking a train. We either had we walked and walked and walked and walked before we realized, okay, we can continue walking forever, or we can get on a train and ride the train over to baggage claim. So we get on the train, we go to baggage claim. Now by this point in time, it's 1 o'clock, 1:15 in the morning. The carousel is done. It's off. Everybody's gotten their bags and they're gone. We've been on the ground now almost 2 hours by this point in time. And so I'm trying to find the Alaskan baggage claim office. There's some counters over here where you check in for your flights. And there's doors over here. And there's no door anywhere that says Alaskan baggage claim. And we're walking up and down this pathway. We can't find it. We can't find it. We can't find it. Finally, I looked at Taylor and said, I've got to sit down. I have just got to sit down. So I sit down. I pull my purse out of my phone out of my bag. And I tap on the screen. There were about 4 text messages and 2 voicemails. Hi, this is Alaskan Airlines. We have your bags. Where are you? This is Alaskan Airlines. We have your bags. We are going to be leaving in about 15 minutes. Where are you? So that message had been left about 10 minutes earlier. So I quick tapped on called the number. A lady answers the phone. I said, hi. I said, my name is Jackie Beechner, and I need to find my luggage. I said, I'm trying to find my luggage. And she starts chewing me out about why it took so long to get there. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I said, first off, my traveling companion uses a wheelchair. Oh, shit. Have I been looking the wrong direction the whole... Oh, jeez, people. Sorry. I said... Whoa. Wait up here 1 minute. I said, first off, my traveling companion uses a wheelchair. Secondly, I've never been to this godforsaken airport before. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be right there. And she hangs up the phone and I'm like, wait, where's here? Where's there? So I jump up out of the seat and I go back down to where the Alaskan counter is. And I see a lady in a I see a lady in a uniform going across the pathway in front of us, and a door opens, and my luggage comes wheeling out this door, much like the enchanted car in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Okay, there's my luggage. Thank you. Now I have two 50-pound suitcases that I'm trying to push, and I have my 50-pound carry-on bag that I'm pulling with me. Taylor's in her wheelchair, she's wheeling, and she's pushing her little four-wheeled suitcase. And we're like, where the hell do we go now? And we see signs, rental car, rental car. I'm like, oh, thank God, because I had reserved a rental car a week before a month before, excuse me. I had reserved a rental car a month in advance. And I do not use credit cards. That is just, I don't use credit cards. I use debit card, and if I don't have cash, then it doesn't get purchased. And so in the rental car game, Alamo and Enterprise are about the only two that will work with you when you have a debit card and not give you any hassles. We start making our way down the pathway again to get to the door to take a sky train to the rental car place. And this young man is going by, and he says, ma'am, and he grabs my suitcases. Come on. He says, where are you headed? And I said, I'm headed to the rental car counter, wherever that is. He says, oh, you got to take the train. Come with me. He grabs my suitcases. Now I have a hand free that I can handle Taylor's suitcase, my carry-on. We're rolling off down the pathway. We're going across the street. We have to go across the street to take an elevator up to the sky bridge or this sky train. A young man in the army sees us, and he comes up and he grabs Taylor's suitcase, and he's getting ready to go up the elevator with us. I'm like, no, it's okay, we got it. Thank you so much. This young man, I said, I can get, and he says, no, you're okay. He says, I'm going home, and my car's in the parking lot on the way to the rental car counter. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So we get up there to the station, for the SkyTrain, and there's a gentleman there named Jerry, older gentleman. He and the young man that are helping us out, and I'm so sorry I never got his name. If Taylor got it, well, yeah. Anyway, so we're speaking with this gentleman and this young man who's been helping us, and the gentleman's name is Jerry, and he's getting ready to go to work, and the young man's going home from work, and they kind of knew each other, I guess, and because they're just chatting away. The SkyTrain comes. We get onto the train, all the suitcases, Taylor, her wheelchair, me. We get onto the train. The first and only other stop other than the rental car counter is the parking lot. The young man says, have a great trip, have fun, and he leaves. We get to the rental car place. We get off of the train. We get onto an elevator. We go down to the Alamo counter, where the Alamo counter is supposed to be. We're walking down. Of course, you know how it is. There's all these stanchions and paths the maze you have to go through and all this. And we're walking down this pathway toward the Alamo counter, and all of a sudden I look again, and I stopped. And I said, Taylor, this doesn't look right. This looks really sus. I said, you stay here with the baggage. And so she stayed. I walked up to the counter. The lady behind the counter looks at me and says, ma'am, we're all sold out. Okay, I have a reservation. Yes, ma'am, and we're all sold out. Okay, but I have a reservation. I made a reservation over a month ago, and here's my reservation code, and here's my email, and here's all the info. Ma'am, I'm sorry, we sold out earlier today. So making a reservation doesn't mean jack shit for you all? She didn't say anything about that. She says, we're sending people to Avis and Hertz. This is now 2 o'clock in the morning, okay? Our reservation at our hotel is good till 3. I should have listened to Taylor and my gut and just said, screw this, I'm going to go get an Uber and we'll figure this out in the morning. I had no idea where the hotel was in relationship to the airport. I was tired. I wanted a car. I wanted to get the hell to Montgomery. Those three things. So I'm a bullheaded German, so I decide to get on, we're going to find another car. We're just going to find another car. So we go down one floor or up one floor, whichever. We're walking down toward the Avis and Hertz counters, and Avis is completely barren. There's two people behind the counter, and as we're walking along, I look over and went, y'all are sold out too? And they went, yeah. I get to Hertz. We wait. Finally, we get to the counter, and so I'm telling the lady what I need, and she's like, okay, so, you have a debit card. So, yeah, your deposit will be this and this, and it was just under $1,000 to rent the car. I didn't have $1,000 at that time. I had the money set aside it was budgeted. It was there. At this point, poor Taylor has a screaming meltdown. This is like 2:40 in the morning. That's it. I've had it. I am exhausted. I am starving. I am in pain. Get me the fuck out of this airport and get an Uber. And I just stood there and I said, yep, go girl. You go girl. Yell it for the both of us, honey. Yell it for the both of us. Okay, let's go. Well, now this means that we have to get back on the SkyTrain, go back over to the main terminal, go to the parking lot, go to the rideshare pickup point, and then try and find an Uber or a Lyft. So here I go again. 100 pounds of suitcases I'm pushing, 50 pounds I'm dragging. Taylor's pushing her little suitcase. We get to the elevator. We get back on the SkyTrain. We go back over to the main terminal. We get off of the SkyTrain, and our friend Jerry is polishing and buffing the floors. And we get off the SkyTrain, and we are walking through to the elevator, and he looks up and sees us, and he goes, "What are you doing back here?" And I said, apparently they sold out of cars, and a reservation don't mean diddly squat to them. And he goes, no, this is not right. Come on, come with me. He said, what are you going to do? I said, we're getting an Uber, and we're going to the hotel, and then tomorrow morning I'll come back over here and figure this out. So we go, he grabs my suitcases, and I take Taylor's suitcase. We get on the elevator. We go back down to ground level. We get out to the street. He says, wait here, do not move. He steps away, he comes back, and he has a luggage cart with him. I cried. He helped us load up all of our luggage on the cart, took my 50-pound carry-on, put it on there. We took the bungee cord off of my trolley that my carry-on was on and bungeed everything together. And he says, now, girls, you go through that door, you go down to baggage claim, turn left, go out those doors to the main parking lot, and you will see the rideshare pickup spot. Taylor starts wheeling. I grab the cart. We're going. We finally find the rideshare spot. We walk up. We sit down. Taylor's trying to get a lift. She's going through all the hoops, and gets to the very end. We have no rides available for you. I, in the meantime, sat down, reloaded the Uber app on my phone, brought it up, typed in everything I needed, hit request ride. We'll have a ride for you in 5 minutes. 2 minutes later, I said, Taylor, we have a ride in 5 minutes. How did you do that? I said, Uber. She goes, I said, just breathe. Just breathe. So we 2 minutes later on my Uber flashes this message. I'm right behind you in zone 5. We were sitting in zone 2. I turn around and there's our Uber driver sitting right there behind us. He jumped out of his car. He helped load all the luggage, helped Taylor into the car, then started loading all of our luggage. I took apart the wheelchair. We put it in the back of his car. We get in his car. It is now 2:53, I think. And Taylor's like, call the hotel. I said, I've been calling the hotel all freaking afternoon. I'm not calling them anymore. We pull up in front of the hotel. It was 3:02 a.m. I help Taylor out of the car. I help her into, because she can walk very short distances as long as she's holding on to something. So I help her to the front. We walk through the door, and the clerk looks up at us, and she's like, and I said, we're here. We're finally here. We finally got here. And I get Taylor to the desk so she can start checking in. They honored our reservation. I went back out. Our Uber driver had grabbed a luggage cart, had all the luggage onto the cart, was putting Taylor's wheelchair back together again. So I finished putting it together. He wheels the luggage cart into the lobby as I'm going with Taylor's wheelchair to get Taylor in her chair. She's finished everything. I gave the driver a tip over the Uber app, thanked him profusely for all of his help. Taylor says, here's the key. We're in this room. I'm like, thank God. And I look over, because Alaskan doesn't feed you. You get a bag of pretzels. A bag of pretzels. That's what you get. And we had not eaten, obviously. So we were beyond starved. And as we're checking in, I look, and off to the corner by the desk was a little snack bar area, and there was a freezer, and sitting in the front of it with the glass doors, and there are all these lined up Marie Callender's meals. We're like, thank God. So we took the luggage down to the room. We unloaded all the luggage, took the cart back down to the front lobby, went into the snack area. We got ourselves a Marie Callender's meal apiece, a drink apiece, and some snacks. We went back to our room, we ate, and then we passed out. So I wake up Wednesday morning, and I go online. I don't know why I didn't go back to Alamo. I just had it stuck in my head that they were sold out of cars. I had it stuck in my head. That was all there was to it. They were sold out. I didn't. So I went to Budget. I go on their site. I reserve a car. Would you like to pay for it now? Yes, please. So I paid for the car. Now, this was more than I was going to be paying at Budget. Okay, fine. I just needed a car. Come on. I want to get to Montgomery. So I jump on the shuttle from the hotel, go over to the airport, go to the driver was real sweet. He didn't have anybody he had to drop off anywhere else, so he drops me off right at the rental car place. I go upstairs. I go to the Budget counter. I have a reservation. I've already paid for the car. Here's my ID. They wanted my Geico information. They called Geico to confirm my insurance. They wanted my driver. I'm like, seriously? She then says, well, you're using your debit card, so I need another $300 deposit. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I hand her my card, totally forgetting that I had given her well over 3/4 of my bank balance to pay for the car. And the card was declined. I said, okay, hold on. Let me figure it out. I'll get some money in the account. She doesn't say a word to me. Taylor and I are talking back and forth. We figure out, we get the extra $150. We have $300. Okay, great. Let's go. I go back over to the counter. I said, okay, I have the money in the account. I hand her back my card, and she takes the card and she looks at me and she says, well, this card was declined. I can't use it until 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. You couldn't say a word. So I said, okay, that's it. I want my money back, and I want my money back right now. You already have it. I want it back, and I want it back right now. I want to cancel this reservation. I'm going to find me a car somehow, some way. She says, well, here's the number to call. And so I call Budget's customer service. The guy says, well, we can give you a refund, but it's going to take 3 to 5 business days, and it could take up to 2 weeks. I said, no, I need the money now. You already have the money. Just He says, no, it'll take you 3 to 5 business days, and it could take up to 2 weeks. Thanks for nothing. I hang up the phone. I promptly called my bank. I said, what can we do about this? I said, they have my money. I said, I need it back. I'm stuck in Atlanta. I need a car. And the lady says, I can't help you until the charge goes through, and then we can dispute it. And I'm like, oh God. She says, this is here, take this number. This is for PayPal. I said, okay. So I called PayPal, explained the situation. I want my money back, and I want it back now. So the young lady puts her supervisor on the phone, and she says, Jackie, she says, we hear you, and we have already refunded your money to your financial institution. It is now up to your financial institution as to how long they're going to hang on to it before they refund you. I hang up the phone. I send Taylor a text message and tell her what's happened. And I said, you know what? I said, let's just stay one more day. We need food, we need proper sleep, and we need to breathe. And Taylor says, I think that's the best idea you've come up with yet. I get back over to the hotel. Taylor's taking a nap. I start working on floss blings. Within 2 hours, all of the money had been returned to my bank account. We'd already reserved the room for another night. So it was like, you know, if we checked out right then and there, we would have lost our money, and no. So Thursday morning, I wake up, 5 a.m. East Coast time. My paycheck has been deposited into my banking and credit union accounts. And I go on to Alamo's site and I reserve the same car again. I go out, I jump on the shuttle. I take the shuttle over to the airport. I jump out. I go back over to the SkyTrain, take the SkyTrain back over to the rental counter, walk up to the walk up to the Alamo counter. Tell a very kind gentleman behind the counter, I have a reservation. This is my reservation number. He says, I need to see your driver's license, please. I said, okay, thank you. He says, okay, yep, there you go. And it was way less than what budget wanted, and never charged me an additional deposit. Never once charged me an additional deposit. I go out to the garage. I pick out pretty much the same exact car that Taylor and I had when we were in Maine. And I take a picture and I send it to her, and I screaming, we have a car. So we get back over to the hotel. I now have to pack everything up because I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning working on floss blings. And I get, so we get back to the hotel. I throw everything in the suitcases, load up the luggage cart, take the luggage cart out to the car, get everything squared away, get everything packed away. We jump in the car and we take off for Montgomery. We stopped at Buc-ee's in Auburn, Alabama. I'd never been. It was fun. It was an experience. Sure, I'd like to go again. The brisket sandwich is all that and a bag of chips, and so is the pulled pork sandwich. So we finally get to Montgomery at noon. Now, that's Montgomery time. The retreat started at 8 a.m. So Ronnie is out in front of the hotel when we pull in, and we're waving and screaming and hollering, and I park the car, and before I could get out of the car, he's coming across the parking lot with a luggage cart for us. We unload the car. Taylor takes and puts her wheelchair together, and Ronnie's like, I want to help her. I said, don't help her. She will, if she wants help, she'll tell us. So we get in the hotel. Taylor's got her stuff. I said, just go. You want to stitch? Go stitch. I'm going to unload all this luggage. So unloaded the luggage. To Stephanie, our roommate, met up with us there in the lobby, hands me the key to the room. We take the luggage cart upstairs. I leave her. No, she waited long enough for me to unload the cart. And I said, I swear to you, I'll be down in just a little bit. Okay. And she said, no problem. And I was like, I have got to take a shower. Before I go anywhere else, I have got to take a shower. So I took a shower and put Taylor and Stephanie's roommate gifts on their pillows. And then I went and I really quick did the Flosstube extra that I just released yesterday. And then I went downstairs, and thus began the retreat. I had a ball, had tons of fun. It was all a big blur. And Saturday night, I got to give Gary and Ronnie their gifts. Karen Kirk from Fox and Rabbit was standing behind me taking pictures, and I was so grateful for that, because the look on Gary's face when he opened his gift and he turned it around and he saw it for the first time, it was priceless. That's why I do what I do. I just making somebody happy. That's why I do what I do. So, unfortunately, though, once all of that was done, Taylor and I were sitting there, and I was continuing to assembly line the floss blings, and she was putting the my business card and the care and feeding instructions onto the bookmark or book ring, and putting everything together. She finally went to bed. It was like 10, and when she left, Brendan from Fox and Rabbit sat down beside me, and he and I sat there and chatted until 1:30 in the morning, and he was helping me put together floss flings. By the time it was all done, Gary said that everybody on weekend 2 got a floss fling, which, there are some people on weekend 1 and weekend 2 that didn't get to come. I'm going to reach out to them and get them their personalized blings. But because I'd been up so late, while I had everything grouped together, I was still trying to pack, and so we did not get to go to Ozark. I am crushed beyond belief about it. Next year, they have already announced the dates. They've already taken the reservations. They're going to start issuing invoices November 1. So next year, I've already decided I'm taking as much time off as I can. And we are going to go a day even earlier, in case there's more snags like this one. We can just stay at the airport and take our time. This is the last time I'll ever do floss blings. I'm just floss blinged out. I have been stitched out. I have been literally, the retreat hangover lasted the entire time I got back until I went back to work again. And it has just been go nonstop since I've been back to work. So we have made up our mind that next year we're going to stay a few days. We're going to go in a few days earlier and stay a few days later. There's a place that Taylor wants to go explore. And I want to go down to Ozark and see the store. And so we're probably going to end up doing all of that. We went straight back to Atlanta. We got there 4.5 hours before our flight took off. So we had to wait 30 minutes because Alaskan will not let you check in until 4 hours before your flight. Once we got checked in, we got through TSA. Then we just went to our gate and just sat and ate and just went. We got on the plane. I fell asleep before we even left the gate. There was a lady sitting between us. And she and Taylor chatted the whole way through. I heard their conversation in my sleep. It's okay. We got home. We got off the plane. We got back through SeaTac. We got to the baggage claim, and there was all of our bags together in one little pile. I know Taylor had put me down as her traveling companion, so it was like, okay, we're just going to pile them all here nice and neat. Okay, so that was the retreat in 30 minutes. I'm so sorry it took so long. What would you like? Would you like to see what all I got at the retreat? Okay, so when we checked in, we got a bag. This is our Stitching in the Wild bag. Very, very roomy. It has a Velcro closure. Inside the bag was a water bottle. The coolest little baby pair of scissors ever. They are sharp too. And I like how they've got the little loops in either end that you can attach them to something, a lanyard or what have you, to help you retrieve them. A really nice notebook that's lined, and it has bookmark ribbons in there, and then a Stitching in the Wild pen. This was our envelope and our name tags. Our name tag. In the envelope, let's see. Yeah, in the envelope were our freebies. So last year, Diane McClure created a stitched piece with Stitching in the Wild with the lions from Gary and Ronnie's logo. And she gave out the pattern last year. This year she gave it out again. Sorry, I totally forgot. These are freebies. Okay. Keslin's gave us 3 designs. There's 2 of them. And the third with a black cat and a pumpkin. And it says, "It's fall, y'all." Chrissy, finally a farm girl, created a chart for us, and I don't have a copy of the picture with me, but really quick, it's a raccoon and a bear and a mouse, and they're all stitching, and it looks like so much fun. And then sorry. Then okay, so 1, 2, because all 3 charts are from one designer, so 2, 3 Diane's repeat from last year. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freebies. Lucy Beam, Place Your Pins, Pin Keep. And on the inside is the bonus chart. I love Lucy Beam. And then the blue flower was our other freebie. This design was inspired by the native Cahaba lily of Alabama and the sphinx moth, which pollinates it. The chart calls for back stitching around the edge of the design. This would make it easy to attach to another piece of stitching, for example, as the top of a scornu, but it isn't necessary. Alternatively, you could simply cross-stitch around the edge as a frame for the design. The chart shows lazy daisy stitches on top of the cross-stitching, giving extra emphasis to the stitches. Depending on your fabric count, you may want to use 2 or more threads for the specialty stitches. So, and it's all in DMC. But yes, I'm excited. So those were the 5 freebies. So we had 5 freebies. We had 6 exclusives and 7 trunk shows. Oh, and there was one more thing in our bag. Ronnie made us all these 6x9 bags and put into our big bag. And that's the fabric on the inside. It's so cute. And there will be more about that story here in just a moment. Okay. So I had gone with a specific purchase plan in mind. I remember what I had done last year and did not want to repeat that again this year. I am almost to a point that I can sit and honestly go through all of my kitted projects and my charts and start thinning things out. I'm kind of tired of sable stitching. Anyway, so I will show you what I purchased in the annex, and then I will share what I got at the raffle. So, actually, let me start with my very dear friend. We're both nurses. She just finished Assembly Required by Ink Circles, and I absolutely love this chart. So she gifted me her chart and her leftover flosses. I picked this up off of the freebie table. I'm looking for old back issues of old cross-stitch magazines, especially Leisure Arts and Cross-Stitch and Country Crafts. I need to verify that I do have a complete collection of Cross-Stitch and Country Crafts. I will admit it, I'm slutty for Santa. And then I found this from Salty Stitcher Designs, On the Reef. I absolutely love the sea, coral reefs, mermaids, sea creatures, all those things. So those were what I picked up off of the freebie table. Again, I did not make repeated trips to the freebie table. I did not, I just, no. So I knew I wanted to get the exclusives, and I knew I wanted to get a bag or two, and I knew I wanted to get some fabric from Steph. So that's exactly what I did. The day before, on Thursday afternoon, evening, Gary and Ronnie always open up the annex for you to go through, see what's for sale, see what and then you can start making a list in your head. Okay, I want this and this and this, and I want to get that and that and that. So that then the next morning when they open up the doors at 9 a.m. for the annex, it's crazy and it's crowded, but this year they didn't have just 2 poo bags. They had, Ronnie outdid himself. I found out that he had made over 200 bags for each weekend, plus bag of the month for August, September, and October. The 6x9s. I don't know if the 6x9s were included in that or not. I don't know. So this is what I got. Fabrics by Stephanie. Now, I did the bulk of my shopping on Friday. I did go back Saturday and pick up a few more things, so there's a little conglomerated. I'll try and remember to pick out what I can. 18 count Ada is my sweet spot. So I got from Stephanie Yuletide. This is an 18 count April Showers. And I had purchased things, and in all the crazy hubbub of, I threw stuff into the bag and didn't look. So therefore, when I went back, they're both 18 count. When I went back on Saturday, I bought another piece of April Showers. I'll find something to put on them. This I picked up on Saturday. This is a 16 count Seafoam, because by Saturday she did not have any 18 count left. She pretty much only had 16 count. Seafoam. Oh dear, that's okay. Let's see if we can get something. Oh, it's a beautiful pale minty green, like a seafoam green. That got completely blown out. This I purchased on Saturday. It's a 16 count angel wing. Very beautiful, pale, pale gray. And this I purchased on Friday, 18 count Ariel's Grotto. OMG, I love this piece. Okay, so that was my Fabrics by Stephanie purchases. Stephanie got to be there both weekends. She made the decision when they made the announcement they were going to 2 weekends to accommodate all the people. She says, I'm going to stay for both. Lucky duck. Right before we left for Alabama, Taylor and I were on Facebook Messenger FaceTiming, and I got out my Nerges and I got to playing around, and the number 4 Nerge, the biggest one of all, an 11 by 17 grime guard fits. I think an 11 by 11 also fit, but it was a little snug. But I do not like the word but. An 11 by 11 fit as well. However, I felt that, you know, it would depend on how much fabric, extra fabric I have around the edges. So I picked up this absolutely adorable 11 by 17 in watermelons. This fabric was a bag of the month, and it's needles and notions, sewing notions. And this was an 11 by 11. He didn't have any 11 by 17 in this pattern. I might ask him and see if he might possibly have enough fabric to make me an 11 by 17. So those 2 grime guards. I was in the Grime Guard of the Month Club for over a year, so I have a great collection of 8 by 8 grime guards, so I'm looking for the bigger sizes now. So he had some 6 by 9 bags for sale, and this is the print of this grime guard. This was a bag of the month. And when he does a bag of the month, he does not do coordinating 6 by 9s unless it is your birthday, and you get one as a birthday gift if it's your birthday month. I went back Saturday. I got this 6 by 9. I got 12 by 13 and 6 by 9. I always try to do the matching set so that I have a matching notions pouch. I might put Aniline Purnell in this pouch because of the coral roses and the Dalmatians. And then on the inside, Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. If you've never seen the animated 101 Dalmatians, that's the song that Pongo's dad made up about Cruella de Vil. Oh, and on the inside of the trucks and fireworks. Okay. I absolutely love honeybees. Put it like this for you. You can see. There we go. And then on the inside fabric is and then finally, I had gone back on Saturday and purchased this one, totally forgetting that on Friday I purchased this. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, well, it's okay. And that's the inside fabric for that. So those were the bags. I got 4 bags. And then some grime guards. And an extra 6x9 Notions pouch in Patriotic. The exclusives. Okay, let me put this back over here so I have a spot to put things away, put things to the side. This first one is from Cricklewood Crossing. Are You Afraid of the Dark? And it is this larger piece and all 4 of these smalls. Now this year, Gary and Ronnie did not have everything completely kitted up. They just had the chart, they had the fabric, and then they had the thread packs. So the chart, sorry again for the crinkling, folks. The fabric is Cyprium from Picture This Plus. So Cyprium, 16 count. And then it was done in Cottage Garden Threads. And I am missing, I have another skein of Felix. Let's see here. Felix Baby's Breath and Fairy Penguin on their way. In fact, they're probably sitting in my P.O. box right now. From Gary and Ronnie. They got their Cottage Garden Threads arrived while they were at weekend 1. So, you know, that happens. So, this was one of the exclusives. Now, the second exclusive, Fox and Rabbit, Witch's Hearth. I love that witch. Karen makes the most delightful little witches. They're so cute. And Duxbury, Fox and Rabbit Duxbury. And she did it all in DMC, so there's the floss pack. Oh, wait a minute. Don't cover that up. Once Upon a Midnight Dreary from Summerhouse Stitchworks. Can you tell there was a theme this year for for the exclusives? I think Gary did specifically request Halloween themes. Fiber on a Whim Silver Fox. And the overdyed floss pack. When they opened up the annex, I was digging in the bags, and I got done with the bags, and then grime guards. And then I went over and started getting everything from the exclusives. The exclusives were on tables in the middle of the annex. Taylor was trying to be helpful, and she was running around grabbing things for me, and I accidentally, between all of that, got 2 overdyed floss packs. Oh well. I'll be putting these into stash. And yeah, the flosses are, looks like, yeah, Classic Colorworks in Weeks. So, the standards. The next exclusive was from Little Robin Designs, Wilding Hill Manor. I love those bats and that moon. Ah, love, love, love. And it is on Haunted from Seraphim Fabrics. And this is the overdyed flosses for that. when I got home, I was unpacking everything. I took the time to like collate everything all together and put them into bags so that everything would be together. And then once I get everything settled and go through all of my stuff, I know I will have project bags freed up. So, okay. Another exclusive, Erica Michaels. Not only did she do this huge piece, but the berries and the pin pillows. It's called A Frightful Assembly. So hold on a second. I'm going to get them out of here. So that is a thick chart. And there's the finishing on the tops of the berries. So there's 3 berries, 4 pin pillows, and a large piece. And it's a frightful assembly, a colony of bats, a rattle of bones, a murder of crows, a coven of witches, a festival of mummies, a congress of ghosts. Yeah, they're all descriptive terms for collections. If you go into Gary and Ronnie's last Flosstube from last Friday, September 27th, you will see at the end of their video is they talked with all of the designers of the exclusive charts and got their feedback, their inspiration, their thoughts into the chart, all of that. I already have a huge piece of Timberwolf from Seraphim from the very first Halloween box they ever did, and Erica Michaels did All Hallows Eve on this fabric. But I went on ahead. I already have a big piece. However, I went and got a second piece. Then Fiber on a Whim, A Frightful Assembly, Berry and Pillow Pack. I do not know what colors these are. It's all from Fiber on a Whim. So, and then these are the flosses. It's very straightforward. Black, orange, and white. Or, well, black pumpkin and I'm willing to bet grits. Oh, it's not. Oh, Weekstike Works Mascara or your preferred black floss pumpkin white lightning. Seraphim 36 count Timberwolf, Weekstike Works 36 count guacamole, Fiber on a Whim 36 count pumpkin, Picture This Plus 32 count jewel. So I'm willing to bet that Gary went through and he found fabrics that would as closely match that as possible, because Weeks Dye Works does not do Ada. They only do linen. Fiber on a Whim, Picture This Plus. Yep, Weeks Dye Works. So, okay. And then the final exclusive was from La Di Da, Ghost Pumpkin. And there is no recommended fabric. There is no, it's simply DMC. It's, so this is going to be fun. But these are, I pulled these from Stash. There were no floss packs made for the DMCs. I am missing one color, so yep, off to the store I go first thing this morning. So, and that is the primary color of the pumpkin. So, anyway, and that is my Pinwist Floss Bling from last year. One of my Pinwist Floss Blings. I've got several of them. So, okay. So, I got the exclusives, I got the fabric, I got some bags. One of the trunk shows. Okay, so let's see if I can remember all of this correctly. Fox and Rabbit, Dirty Annie's, Little Robin, Stitchy Prose, I don't remember who the other two were, or the other three were, because there were 7 trunk shows. However, so let's see. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to put that right there, and that right there. I'm trying to keep this all contained. I'm so very sorry. I'm sure you will understand. So, Holly, the designer and owner of Stitchy Prose, sat with me last year at Stitching in the Wild in Fort Lauderdale, and she is a very delightful young lady and beautiful little girl, soon to have a little boy, and her husband, her mom, and her dad. Just the most delightful family, and I have been just supporting her ever since. So these are Holly's releases from Needlework Market, the online event that happened in August. Santa Paws is coming to town. I got these from her trunk show. Santa Paws is coming to town. Boot, Scoot, and Spooky. Hocus Pocus, I need coffee to focus. Don't we all? Halloween Puns 2. There is a Halloween Puns from last year. This is so cute. Bone to be Wild and Creep It Real. And then her other 2 Christmas pieces, Deck the Palms and Winter Puns, Go with the Snow and License to Chill. And then I also picked up, because this is so difficult to try to ship, I went on ahead and picked it up because I could tuck it into my hard-sided suitcase, the Stitcher's Helper. This is something Holly and her husband created, and they have a shorter version as well. I was going to buy both, and then everybody reminded me that everything that's on the short version is already on the longer version. So it's like, okay, this will help immensely when it comes time to start kitting up and making up my floss drops. So I got that one on Saturday. So I finally have that. So that was it for my purchases at Gary and at the Annex. The other purchase that I did was that Gary and Ronnie always have a raffle. And sorry. They always raise money. Their 2 favorite charities were St. Jude Children's Hospital and Shriners Hospital for Children. They have also recently picked up the charity The Wounded Warriors. And all 3 of these charities, all 3 of these causes are near and dear to my heart. And so last year I did not get to participate in the raffle because they sold out of tickets before I could buy mine. And my thing was, I want to get the exclusives. I wanted to support the charity. And I cannot remember what the third thing, there was like 3 things that I wanted to do this week, that particular weekend. I did do all 3 of them, but I cannot for the life of me now. I told you, everything from Friday noon on is a blur. And I really wish I knew why. Except for Saturday night when I gave Gary and Ronnie their gifts. One of the 2 nights they had the raffle. I'm wanting to say it was Friday night because Grace was not feeling well and went to bed and slept through the whole thing. I believe strongly in not making a scene or a big to-do about donating. There is a verse in the Bible about if you do good deeds, do them in silence, because God will see you doing the good deeds, and that there is no reason to be making a huge fuss about doing good deeds. And I take that to heart. I strongly believed in these 3 charities, so I made a sizable donation for the raffle. And you get, the tickets were $1 a piece, or for $5 you could get 6 tickets. So I had a lot of tickets. And they had the raffle prizes on a table and a bucket by each prize. And then you put however many tickets you wanted to put in those particular buckets. They started with these beautiful ornaments from Shriners Children's Hospital. One of these, I won 2. I said to Gary, draw someone else's number. Gary says, no, take it. You won it. Take it. Okay. I'm not going to take the time to pull them out. I've already taken up so much of your time. They're glass with glitter, and they're beautiful. They're cardinals. Everyone knows the legend of the cardinal. Okay. One of the prizes, there was a grouping of prizes that was from Fox and Rabbit. There was charts with linen and one chart, the same chart with Ada. I didn't win any of that. It's okay. I didn't care. The ornaments, there were some other things, and there was a whole stack of 12 by 13 bags with this fabric. So you darn well better believe I dumped a lot of tickets into that bucket. I won 3 of them. And the second or third time I was walking up there, I could start to feel from the crowd that there was some attitude. Why am I not? And I mean, you know, the rumbles were there. Why is she not having them draw somebody else? Why is she taking them all? Why she shouldn't be doing that? She should be sharing them. And for those people who said all of that, for your information, I did share them. I gave 1 each to my 2 roommates who were sitting at my table. Had I won 3 more, I would have given them to the other 3 ladies that were sitting at my table as well. That was my whole plan, was to share them. There was also a stack of Fiber on a Whim, 18 count. So I will show you. This cute red gingham. Brick wall. And this is all 18 count. 18 count, I said, is my sweet spot. So yes, I put quite a few tickets in on this one. Waves rushing up on the shore, or washing up on the shore. Another stars, Milky Way, however you want to angle it. I think this one, yeah, this one goes like this. I think that's a wishing well. I'm not sure. I can't tell. Here's a brown gingham like the red gingham. Another brick wall. Christmas bells and icicles. Sunrise or sunset. You can do it either way. Yet another brick wall. Absolutely darling Halloween jar. And finally, there's this piece. Now, I was showing all this. There's a Thursday morning stitch group that I'm part of. We meet up at a local Panera and we sit and stitch for a couple of hours. Well, when I was showing my stitching group my winnings, a couple of the ladies went, "Oh my gosh, that would be perfect for your ghost pumpkin." So we are going to give it a whirl. There was a Wounded Warrior t-shirt. Somebody else won that one. There was... I wish I could remember. I told you, it's all a blur. And then my friend Grace donated this bag from Heather, who is Punky Pearls. Punky Pearls is local here to the Pacific Northwest. There's a pocket here. On the back side is 2 pockets. And inside, there's another pocket, another pocket, a zipper pocket, a strap to hold down scissors or what have you, a thread bed, and 1, 2, 3, 4 vinyl fronted zipper pockets, and then all this room in the back. Everyone's telling me that she calls this a snap trap because Q-snaps will fit inside of this bag. So I won this as well. Karen and Brendan got really upset over the comments people were making. Ronnie and Gary got really upset over the comments people were making about why am I not sharing? Why am I wearing? And a lot of people came up to me afterward and said, "You paid for those tickets fair and square." At first I didn't let it bother me. Wasn't even really truly aware that it was going on to that extreme. I just heard the mumblings. And I kept thinking, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. They should be giving this to somebody else. And my whole plan on those bags had been share them with your table mates. And again, at first I didn't let it bug me, and then I did let it bug me because it's like my friend Lisa said, you paid for those bags fair and square. You paid for all of that stuff that you won. You paid for it fair and square. And Ronnie afterward had met up with me out in the lobby, and he grabs me and hugs me. He says, "Wow, you won so much." And I'm like, "Ronnie, I'm not the one who won." And he looked at me and I said, "I didn't win. The kids and the veterans, those are the ones that won, not me." And I really wish people would get their head wrapped around that idea that those were the ones who were the big winners, not me. Not me. Oh, yes. Okay. One last bit, and then I can let y'all go. These are the gifts that people were passing around at the retreat and table mates. So these are the floss blings that I made. It was very simple. Gary and Ronnie gave me permission to use their logo. And then I made a simple beaded hashtag SITW with a heart and a 2024 charm. And then I had a whole ton of sea creature charms, because when I think of wild, I think of sea creatures. I love the ocean. This Leo girl needs her water, and I am such a water baby. And then very few, I personalized. I took the time and personalized. That one's mine. Gary, Ronnie, Brendan and Karen, Taylor, Grace, Laha. There are a few other people that still are getting, I need to finish up their blings and get them sent off to them. But I did manage to make enough for everybody at both weekends. And for that, I'm pretty damn proud of myself. Okay. Dina, half stitch, cross stitch, and her good friend Donna, who sometimes appears on Dina's floss tubes with her. They made everyone these little orc catchers, and all of them on the backing fabric are these frogs. And it's a very simple pattern. It's a very simple chart. I'm going to have to get with them and get some tips, because I'm trying to make these. Taylor is trying to make some of those, and for me, it's been a bit of a struggle. My friend Margaret Doherty. Margaret and I are on Zoom. Anytime Gary and Ronnie have a Zoom, we're there as much as we possibly can be. She gave us all a deck of floss drops, a little teeny tiny needle threader, and an ink pen. And I'm grateful for stitching friends. Enjoy the retreat. And she put her contact information. Okay. My friend Grace. Never forget the difference you make with a little pen. Is that not the coolest? These little post-it flags. That is so cool. And then just this really nice little notebook. Stitching past my bedtime. Karen and Kathy, they gave us these little notebooks with the sticker with their logo and their floss tube information. Stitching past my bedtime. Oh, Taylor passed on her tea that she got from our table mate. Tammy F. I put this in a zippy bag. It's just a little, like a party bag, and it's got all kinds of candies and, hold on a minute. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I'm not missing something really, really, really important. Nope. a Kit Kat, Jolly Rancher, Lifesavers, and a Blow Pop. Candy is always nice when you are stitching. I need to put my teas over with my Keurig. Somebody, oh my gosh. What the, oh, that's, okay. Somebody passed out Be Good, B-E-E Good thread conditioner, 100% pure beeswax. And it is the most beautiful little bee in a honeycomb. Karen and Brendan, I gave them, I had gotten, for the last year, I've been gathering up all kinds of stuff for them, especially when I found out that they were going to be at the retreat this weekend, or that weekend. I have a friend who makes tumblers, and she customizes her tumblers, and she already had one of Bigfoot on it that says he's out there. Karen loves Mothman. Mothman is her favorite cryptid. And when they did the cryptid sal several years ago, Karen was thrilled to death because the first cryptid that came up was Mothman, and Brendan was just chomping at the bit because finally Bigfoot came out, the very last cryptid. He says Mothman doesn't exist. Karen says Bigfoot doesn't exist. It's hysterical just listening to them. So I have been here in the Seattle area. We have a coffee stand that's strictly local, and it is called Bigfoot Java. Everything is Bigfoot themed, just everything. So I got Karen a bag of I got Brendan a bag of coffee, all kinds of stickers. Every month they come out with stickers. All kinds of stickers, the Bigfoot tumbler. I found some Bigfoot keychains. I got him the Bigfoot from Rebel Stitcher, and totally did not realize that he already had that same magnet, that same needle minder. And he says, oh, you can never have enough. And then I made them their floss blings. Brendan's had a Bigfoot charm on it. And I actually went on Etsy and found someone that had made, created and sold Mothman earrings. So I used one pair of Mothman earrings. I gave Karen one pair to wear, and then the other pair, one of them went on her floss bling, and I still have scissor fobs to make for the two of them with the other. It was a set of two. So they both will have scissor fobs with Bigfoot and Mothman. But Brendan gave me, this is a sticker, Fox and Rabbit sticker, and a Fox and Rabbit sticker, and some Fox and Rabbit floss drops, and a Fox and Rabbit magnet needle minder. So that was from Brendan and Karen. Let's see here. I'm wanting to say that Dina, Half Stitch Cross Stitch, gave me this absolutely darling little mushroom that's on a safety, or a clothespin. It's just a little clothespin. I think it's so cute. Somebody gave this gorgeous sunflower charm and a gourd pin. It was Lisa Dougherty. Oh, let's see here. Are you gonna, no, you're going to just be difficult, aren't you? Every kind of difficult. There we are. Stephanie, my table mate, gave me a sticker. She has, this is her new logo. She's going to start doing floss tubes here soon. And she says, Steph the Crafty Chick. And, here it is. And Steph is from Colorado, so Colorado keychain. Okay. Dina, Half Stitch Cross Stitch, gave me some cute little frog stickers. Be nice. Be nice. And unique. And I am, Sue. I think it was my friend Sue. She had some of these mental health awareness stickers, and this one is heavily textured. So you can rub it and it helps you to center. And the infinity symbol, and says take a deep breath. Some of these I'm going to put on my my mug for work. I have a mug for work that has nursing stickers on it. And then Stephanie in Stitches on IG, some little floss drops with her contact information. I can't remember who gave me this. I wish I could. This was a lady that was supposed to be at weekend 2, and she got sick and had to cancel out. So she sent me, she had these made in Switzerland from an Etsy site in Switzerland. And then she sent them to me to pass out for a couple of people. She wanted Gary and Ronnie to each have one, me to have one, and then a few other people. So she didn't have very many of them. Snickerdoodle Stitch, she is on the Zooms with us, and that, I believe, is Botanical Bee from Hands On Design. I believe that was her stitch of it. Trying to remember. Anyway, these are her contact info. She has a Flosstube. Sorry, she has a Flosstube on Instagram and her email. This was from Dale, who was a table mate. That's her as a child. And then just a couple of floss drops. This was from AJ, who sat at the table next to us. There was a threader, a gourd pin, a tiny little button, and a charm. 2024 charm? Yeah, 2024 charm. Laja, my friend from Costa Rica. Those little goodies. There's a cap for your straw, for your, your stainless steel straws. And it's got a cowboy hat on it. It says, "Let's go, girls." There's a button. There's a little bee. There's a floss drop in here that she created. Some pins. And all kinds of little, and the candies from Costa Rica. I've been saving these. I've been good. Now that I'm showing y'all, they're gone. These ladies have a Flosstube. They are Ladies at the Lake, Susan, Leslie, and Rachel. And this is their IG account. And then there was some floss tags. Yeah, there's different scenes from their childhood. Selling, Girl Scouting. I was a Girl Scout. I was a Girl Scout leader. And then, yeah, as young adults or as teenagers. And then there is a tiny little frog. Tiny little frog, gourd pins, some charms, 2024, a girl in a canoe, and a needle threader. Somebody made these absolutely darling thread conditioners. It's Stitch. Get it? It's Stitch. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking that this is what she gave me. Andrea Schultz, who is a friend of mine, a fellow Kansas Citian, gave me this cute little fob and future #fancy stitcher. Jeanette, who is a table mate, gave us all these little bags. She used to own a quilting shop. And so she had some pearl cotton, my favorite color, red. She had what is this? This is not DMC. It is algodon. Oh, let's see, 100% mullein. 8 meters. Okay. So, again, let me look and see if this is the same. Hold on. Presencia, Finca, Algodon. Okay, this is a number 8 pearl cotton and cotton floss in this incredible red color. I'm gonna have to find out if I can get more of that. I'll have to ask her if I can get more of that someplace. And then Stash Teas, and like I said, Taylor gave me hers. Spice Dragon Red Chai, Asian Pear Harmony, and Moroccan Mint. And then Taylor gave me, because Taylor doesn't drink tea, and I drink tea and or coffee, Breakfast in Paris, White Peach, and Double Chai. Double Spice Chai. And then... Oh my God, Allie was there? Or did she get, oh no. Jeanette purchased these from, or Janine purchased these from Allie, Mrs. AZ Family Zoo, and then gave them to us table mates in her gifts. And if you all get a chance, check out Allie's channel. She has a Flosstube. She has an Etsy site. They are a sanctuary for animals, and they do not adopt out their animals. They do not, the animals are with them the rest of their natural lives. And all the money that Allie makes from her Etsy site and selling quilts and project bags and jewelry and all the things that she knits and crochets and makes and sews goes to taking care of the animals at their sanctuary. Mrs. AZ Family Zoo. And put all these things back here. Okay, Stitching in the Wild and the teas. Okay. Yeah, the tea. Okay. Grace gave us these. This goes on your soda can, and it helps to keep your drink fizzy longer. It seals shut. It helps you to keep your drink fizzy longer. So it's a can lid. Grace. Let's see. Grace. Trying to remember to keep all this separated here. So Grace gave us all soft touch thread picks. It's a very, very fine thread pick. A glass nail file. And she made these absolutely gorgeous counting pins. Someone had left loveyelf.net. Someone had left a floss keep at my place. I have no idea who. It was there when I got there Thursday afternoon. Just wild about meeting you. And this was some candies, a silicone monkey bead, a silicone giraffe bead, some buttons, some stickers, a tiny little emery board, and a sloth band-aid. Carolyn Zook, C-Zook Stitch, gave me this gift. It has a tag on there for your project bag and a floss, a keychain you can use as a floss drop. Inside, she had a beautiful piece of beeswax conditioner, a boo-boo wand, which is a disposable mascara wand, helps sweep up your boo-boos, a pack of peacemakers, which are some of my favorite. Size 26. Her card with her information and a sticker with her tagline, always remember, you are so loved. And this very delightful little tin. And inside is buttons and another little teeny tiny baby frog. I promise there's other eyeballs there. It's under my finger pad. And then buttons, all kinds of little buttons. So that was from Carolyn. We're almost to the bottom, I promise y'all. Okay. Okay. An ink pen. Thank you for being amazing. I think this was from Grace. And I cannot remember who gave me this. I cannot remember if it was Grace or somebody else. And please forgive me. I just do not know. Absolutely exquisite. It's a bee. Ah! Okay, let me make sure I've got it over here, and then there we are. Now, a bee inside a flower made of beeswax thread conditioner. I had to figure out some way to display all these beeswaxes because they are just stunning. They're just almost too pretty to use. Celia, my new friend Celia, gave us all a charm and a little, like, honestly don't know if this is a bracelet or a floss bling. And then they all had these little paper bobbins. And, oh, finally. This, oh, I remember now. Okay. Janine. I'm going to put her thread back. I'm sorry. If I don't do this now, I will not remember. And then the stash tees. Oh, the stash tees. Okay. Again, I am so sorry. I'm taking up your time with this. I'm just trying to get everything organized. Because once I'm done with this, I'm going to start putting all this stuff away. Okay. That. Ah. Okay, so my very dear friend Laja from Costa Rica, we did not get to sit together this year, and I'm sad, but that's okay. I am sad. However, we had a wonderful weekend. We got to spend some time together. She brought her mom with her. And I'm so, I felt so bad because I know enough to say, hola, me llamo Jackie y yo es su enfermera por la noche. Lo siento, mi español está muy mal. Yo hablo muy pequeño. I just said, hi there, I'm Jackie and I'm going to be your nurse for the night. I'm really sorry, but my Spanish is really bad and I speak a tiny little bit. So, Laja made me this absolutely darling little bent creek stitched with love. She's the one who found the bent creek pattern on the freebie table for me last year at Stitching in the Wild. because there was a sheep, a Dalmatian, and a squirrel, and all of them had on mustaches. Mustaches. So this is a scissor charm. She made the counting pins. And on the back, she also knows how much my girl means to me, my Pip. So that was from her. And that was specifically from Lara. And then also in my little package was this absolutely darling. Okay. Pura Vida. And then she stitched that butterfly. And on the back is a piece of felt for your needles. And she also gave me this magnet of Costa Rica. So that was from Lara. And now that is officially it. I had the feeling this was going to be a long Flosstube, simply because of all the stuff to share and the story to tell. And I very well might go back and rewatch this and get the timestamp for when I start telling the saga of the trip, and then when I stop, so that I can warn people if they want to skip ahead. Yeah, I had a couple of small starts along the road. The 24 starts in 2024. Yeah, no, it's off the rails. Has been since pretty much January. I got really engrossed in doing Gary and Ronnie's projects, and I did do a small start on Nightingale right around my birthday. I wanted it to be the birthday start. It didn't get started till after my birthday. It was supposed to start Mary Morgan's at Stitching in the Wild. Yeah, that didn't get anywhere. It was supposed to start Sand and Sun at Stitching in the Wild. Nope, nothing for that one either. I think I literally got 2 motifs done on my lunar climate chart that I am over a month behind on now. So when I sit down to stitch again, it will be to catch that back up again. Yeah, so honestly, don't know when I'll be back. I'll be back ASAP. In the meantime, keep crafting and keep curating those supplies and keep crafting with them. Keep inspiring and be kind, because you simply have no idea the path that someone else is on, and your word, your deed, your gesture made in kindness might be very well enough to not only change their day, but to change their lives. You just never know. Be kind. I will see you all as soon as I can. And in the meantime, behave yourselves, be careful, get your shots, get your vaccines. It's that time of year, folks. Get the vaccines, please. Please. Okay? And that's pretty much it. I'll see you as soon as I possibly can. Love you to pieces. Bye-bye.